Dear Bill, I'm writing to thank you for giving me all your old cameras. Although it wasn't you specifically who gave them to me, I wanted to extend my gratitude to their original owner. With the cameras came a very small collection of your slides. I couldn't help but see your slide collection as a little diary. A diary of travels, feelings, thoughts, moods. My fascination with this collection lay just as much in what it revealed about you as in what it concealed. Here was your life, reduced down to a collection. Just like in Hamlet, this letter begins with the apparition of a ghost. Thou art a scholar, speak to it. Marcellus says this to Horatio as they see the ghost of Hamlet's father appear. I'm no scholar, so my question still remains. How does one learn to live? Or perhaps to quote from Hamlet again, to be or not to be? A question which cannot be answered by the living. This wisdom only exists in between life and death. Only a ghost is neither substance, essence, or existence. What is a ghost if not just a memory? One cannot die if someone somewhere still remembers. In the depths of memory, that is where we will find the land of ghosts. What follows is like an essay into the void, an attempt to analyze such a discourse. Compared to the heavy hitters of human experience like imagination and emotion, memory seems to take on a more ghostly presence. As beings, we are a loose assortment of our past experiences. At its most basic, memory is a process of encoding and storing records of experience which can be retrieved or which re-emerge. This process works both voluntarily and involuntarily, but most importantly, it is highly intricate. Memory of one kind or another is then a fundamental aspect of becoming, intimately entwined with space, affect, emotion, imagination, and identity. Understanding the nature of time and the relationship between past, present, and future is a daunting challenge that human knowledge has made little impact on thus far. But in dealing with how we live in time-space, memory is clearly central. Have you ever experienced a moment which, even while it's happening, feels gently touched by the significance with which it will be invested by the future, by memory? A moment to define a time in one's life. This is how I was. This is how we were. This is how we spent our time. It seems that through my exploration of memory, what I'm really trying to describe is a dream, making a vain attempt at best. There's no semi-decent way to express or show that dream-like sensation, that dream geography where absurdity, surprise, and amazement join hands and dance around you. That gripping feeling of being completely absorbed by something incredible. That is the essence of dreams. This march towards one singular meaning which does not exist. Its sole quality is that which is not there. It is so elusive as not to even have a name, remaining beyond phenomenon and beyond being. The most important things in the world are the empty spaces, those elusive moments that happen in between life's events. These times where we learn to live slip away, like sand falling through my fingers. I like to imagine the past as a beach, a faraway beach where the sands of time meet the expansive ocean of the future. When the waves crash down from the ocean onto the sand, that's the present, ever recurring, ever returning. This is the beautiful home of souls. In this glorious land, the sun is almost always setting. It's a place where we shall never die. It's a land where we'll never grow old. In this revolving dance of ghosts, life, memory, and time, allow me to try to become grounded in reality again. I didn't expect it, but there are a few photos of you in this small collection, 3 to be exact. I always wondered what the implications surrounding these photos are. Amidst a collection of your memories, Someone close to you was able to turn the camera around, back onto you. You hold a cigarette in 2 of the photos and a pencil in the 3rd. Everyone knows smoking is bad for you, but who can argue against the inherent je ne sais quoi of the cigarette? Dressed in its neat little paper suit, the cigarette is very subtle, modest, and cool compared to the exuberant cigar favored by psychoanalysts. I've tried smoking too, mostly in an attempt to pretend to be some sort of artist, or perhaps it's that I can't help but satisfy the allure of fate's whisper. Regardless, it never works out for me. I can't keep up the habit. Maybe it's because deep down, what I really fear is losing the ultimate commodity, one's own time. There is a shining light here, and that is from my friends who smoke. At least with them, I get to participate in the rebellion against time. But I do feel a little pinch of regret when I have to empty out an ashtray. I think for me, each little cigarette butt represents a little dream, a little memory, and in turn a little death. It feels almost sacrilegious to throw away this little graveyard containing the carcasses of lost dreams. To discard this holy ground of ash and dust means finally to put the nail in the coffin for memories that have gone up in smoke. I guess what I love about cigarettes the most is that they kill time. That rigid, chronometric time. The stark mechanical measure of mortality, whose relentless tick and tock terrifies me. The series of moments you and I have recorded on film are not only a succession of previous nows, but a memento mori diminishing the number of seconds that remain before death. But the cigarette disrupts time, creates a cloudy escape from the everyday time that seems to run its tedious ribbon to infinity. The substance of smoke is the closest thing in existence to the spirit or the soul. These entities, soul and smoke, lie on the borderline between the material and the spiritual, the sensual and the intelligible, perhaps like you and I, a being and a nothingness. In the end, of all of our reasons and memories, only ashes remain, just like the butt of the cigarette. The butt is the end, the last word or punctuation of smoking that serves to close that cloudy fantasy. Abandoning the butt deflates the delicate mood that the cigarette installs and restores reality, thus stubbing out the little dream that the cigarette had elicited. The one thing about learning how to live is that you can't figure it out while you're living. At death, life assumes another form. It remains as a trace to be read by others. You can only reveal the plot backward from the end. Only death lets you read with certainty a life's destination. I don't think I found an answer to my original question, but what I did learn is this. Everything in our field of vision is passing, and some of these things will be here for just a brief while. But tenderness and grace are still the best gestures we can make in the face of eternity. Sincerely, your grandson.